welcome again to Mama Yvonne and Kids channel. Today we're going to be showing you how to make vegetable stew with some chicken and some beef mixed together. So these are the ingredients that we're going to be using. We do have some chicken drumsticks here. We actually going to cut it into pieces. We have some beef here. We use some Italian stewed tomatoes. This stewed tomatoes is awesome. It's very quick. When you cook it, it cooks very quick, and it's got a very beautiful flavor to it. It's got some garlic and some herbs in it, so it's really good. We have our oil, we have some onions, we have some bell peppers, we have some spring onions, we have some broccoli, we have some carrots, we have some ginger, and then we have all our seasoning that we're going to use. We have Knorr, we have some rosemary, we have some onion powder, we have some chili powder, and we have some curry powder. This is our seasoning. So, but you can use any seasoning of your choice. But that's what we've got. So we are going to be scraping the ginger and then one big onion, and then we're going to blend it to steam our meat. So this is our meat, the chicken and the beef. We have our ginger and our onions blended. So we're going to go ahead and pour it in here. Okay. And we put 1 cup of water to steam it up. You add 1 tablespoon of Knorr. Seasoning in there. All right, so here we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it up and let it steam for about 5 to 10 minutes. So this is our meat. It's been steaming for about 5 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and add about a teaspoon of some rosemary. You can add some fresh or dried rosemary leaves in there. It gives a very beautiful flavor. So about a teaspoon will do it. Then you just stir it up so it can, all the flavors can be infused in this beautiful meat that we have here. So whilst we're waiting for our meat to steam, we can go ahead and get our stew started. So we have put in here a 1/2 cup of oil, and then we're going to let that get hot, and then we're going to put in our chopped onions. So we chopped up 1 large onions. The oil is warmed enough, so we're going to go ahead and put it in. Stir it and let it simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes. So the onions has been steaming for approximately 3 minutes. We're going to add our chili pepper to it. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of chili pepper. Depending on how spicy you want your food. You want it more spicy, you add more. You want less spicy, you add less. I'm going to add 4 cans of the Italian stewed tomatoes. 4 cans. There it looks. Got all our tomatoes in there. We're going to be covering this and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Our meat has been simmering for about 10 minutes. It looks really cooked, nicely cooked. So we're going to turn it off and just wait. And do not forget to be stirring the stew occasionally. If you do not stir it, it's going to get burnt. So you just have to stir it occasionally. Alright. So our stew has been on for about 20-30 minutes. You see how all the water in the tomatoes have all basically evaporated out, and you see the oil on the top. That is basically telling us that the stew is done. So this is the meat that we steamed. See, this is the chicken and the beef. So at this point that the stew is done, we're going to pour
in our meat, and we're gonna let it simmer for about 5 minutes or so whilst we get all the herbs and all the flavors infused in the stew. So whilst it's steaming, we're going to go ahead and get our vegetables washed and cut. Alright, so these are the vegetables we're going to be using. We want the stew to be very colorful. We have our spring onions, we have our carrots that has been scraped and washed, we have our red and yellow bell peppers, we have 1 medium-sized onions, and we have our broccoli. So we cut our carrots in a circular shape, just just like that. So you just keep cutting it off. And this is the carrot. So now we have to cut the bell peppers. It's cut in half, and I normally will split it into 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I just turn it around and cut in about 3, 2, and 3. So this is our bell peppers. See how nicely it looks? So it's now time to cut the spring onions. So everything is washed. So you cut it into, you don't want to cut it into very small pieces and not big pieces either. So cut medium size. Just like so. This is our spring onions. So now our medium-sized onions. Cut it into 2, and you want to cut it into big pieces because it's vegetable stew. So you want the onions to make an appearance whenever you put it on your food. This is the onions. Now we have to cut our broccoli. So let's chop this part off. Just go in and just split it apart. Just like so. Then you just keep cutting it. There goes our broccoli. See? Everything goes in there, the stems and all. It's all good. That's why God made it, so I'm not leaving it out. So this is the broccoli. That's how it should look. So now that we have all our vegetables nicely chopped, see how good it looks. We're going to start by putting our onions in there first so that it can infuse its beautiful flavors in the stew. You want your carrots, your green onions, your bell peppers, and your carrots to go last. So look, our meat has infused its flavors in the stew. So we're going to add our onions and let it simmer for about 3 minutes. About 3 minutes. So we just have to just stir it in and just cover it up and let it simmer for about 3 minutes. So our onions has been, steaming for about 3 to 5 minutes. See how it looks? Very, very nicely soft. And normally at this point, you want to taste it to make sure your seasoning is good enough. And so there we go. Perfect. So now that it's nicely steamed, we're going to add the rest of the vegetables to it. In goes our broccoli. In goes our bell peppers. Goes our carrots. Oops. And in goes our spring onions. Just stir it together. Just stir it. So this is how it looks. We're going to put in our onion powder, about a teaspoon or so. African people, we normally don't measure, but we know how it looks like. About a teaspoon, and then about a teaspoon of the curry powder. There we go. So about a teaspoon. You just stir it all together, and you just let it simmer for about 5 minutes, because if you let it simmer for longer than that, the vegetables are going to get so soft and soggy, and you don't want that. So we're just going to cover it up here and let it simmer for about 5 minutes, and we'll be back. Alright, so it's been going for about 5 minutes. This is how the final vegetable stew looks like. So we're going to go ahead and dish it, and then the tasting will come after that. There we go. So this is our vegetable stew with yellow rice. You need to watch out for our next video coming up on herb yellow rice. This is herb yellow rice. So we're gonna do the tasting here. This is tasting. Hannah, you wanna taste it?
Yes.
Tell us what you think. Get some, there we go with the rice. There we go. Angel is doing the tasting. What do you think, Hannah?
It tastes good.
It's hot, so Angel has to do, okay. Well, let me taste it. We got some meat in here with some vegetables and some rice. There we go.
The carrots, the carrots are soft.
It is
They're
not
crunchy.
spicy. It is perfect. The meat is very soft enough. Vegetables are a little crunchy. That's how you want it. And it tastes very well. Oh, Hannah wants to try some more.
Same, me too. It's so good. You need to try this.
You need to try this recipe, y'all. You need to try it.
And watch our video for the yellow rice.
And watch out for our yellow herb rice recipe. Thank you so very much for watching Mama Yvonne and Kids channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit on the notification button. Our next recipe will be on herb yellow rice, and you do not want to miss out. So thank you so very much for watching
Mama Yvonne and Kids channel.
Love you. Mwah, mwah.
Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.
Yeah, subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
You can actually eat it with white rice, you can eat it with bread, or you can actually eat it by itself. I normally take it by itself to work for lunch. So if you're trying to stay away from carbs and all, you can just eat it by itself. It's got vegetables in it. It's got the meat protein in it.